As I couldn't make the video I planned to this week because of the weather, and I thought I'd have a little drive out, stop at a few places I like to have coffee, and answer a few questions that I've been asked lately. So, this is it. I'm sure we all have those days when we wish we hadn't bothered getting out of bed. Well, today's one of them, because I headed to El Cotillo initially to have a coffee at the Aguayre, looking at the view, to find... So I've just come to my first one in Cotillo, the Aguayre, and they're doing roadworks, so we can't bloody do it from there. Got to find somewhere else now. So then I thought, instead of a coffee, I'll go to and get an ice cream from the homemade ice cream place, and then sit on the rocks and do a bit of talking from there. But no, I've come here and, well, it's stopped now, but because of this building, they're using power tools and you can hardly hear yourself think here. There we go. So that's out. Got to go somewhere else now. And now I've come to the other end of Cotillo. I decided I'd have a coffee at one of the bars, restaurants here, but they're all playing loud music, so I can't sit there. Otherwise I've got a copyright strike. So instead, I thought I'd film here, near the beach. It's over here. Look at that. Very nice, isn't it? It's actually a nice day today, the first nice day we've had for probably a week. So I've got out my trusty camera, my trusty camcorder, to find the viewfinder. Well, the screen isn't working. So I've had to resort to using my phone. Trouble is with using a phone, I find, is that in the sunlight you just can't see the bloody screen. Oh well, stop moaning, John, get on with it, I suppose. As you can see, it's a beautiful day today, and I could have done the video that I'd planned to do, because the weather forecast today was for 25% chance of showers, strong winds, which we've had all week. But as you can see, it's not like that at all. Sorry about the noise in the background. But they've got loads of streets up in El Cotillo at the moment. Virtually everywhere you try to drive to, you can't get to because the roads are closed, and there's noise everywhere. What a row in the background. I'm going to have to go somewhere else to do the rest. Let's head to Lajares, go to Pastelo for a coffee. Finally got a coffee. Coffee and cake. Here it is. They do really good cakes and coffee here, as you can see from this selection. Let's crack on with the questions. Do I think I'll ever go back to the UK? Well, you can never say no, can you? It's certainly not on the agenda. I can't imagine going back, but you know, things may happen to, I don't know, to Sue or to family or what have you. But certainly I know we would struggle a bit because house prices seem to have just continued to go up while we've been here for the last 8 years. So I think we'd struggle to buy anything half as good as we had when we lived in Northamptonshire. And I'd hate to go back to that weather. Of course. Quite a number of people have asked, how has the COVID virus affected us here? Well, I suppose we're in quite a lucky position here in that we have pensions. Well, I get a pension now. Sue's had her pensions for some years, and I do make a bit of money out of YouTube and what have you. So, you know, we've still had income coming in. And we've, apart from when we were completely locked down for the first 7 weeks or whatever it was, bars and cafes have been open for a lot of the time, so it hasn't affected us too much. Obviously everywhere's very much quieter than it was. But what it has done, it's really affected a lot of the people here. People I know that haven't been able to work for a year. And a lot of the work you get here, they don't put you on long-term contracts, you're on a short-term contract. And that's meant for some of them that they haven't been eligible for any of this furlough payments or unemployment or anything like that. So those people are really struggling. I don't know how they're surviving, some of them, and some of them aren't. We've heard a few cases of people committing suicide because they can't pay their rent, they can't pay for food, they can see no end to it. There's probably been more suicides here, I think, than the people that have died with the virus. Because all of those that have died, they say of the virus, but it's with the virus, have all been very old and had other serious illnesses. I think one died who was a bit younger than 60, but I think they were quite ill anyway. And there's certainly been an increase in squatting and what have you here because people have been evicted because they couldn't pay their rent. So they've had no option really but to squat in empty buildings, and there are quite a few. A number of people have asked us what we do about TV. Do we have to just watch Spanish TV? Well, thankfully we don't. Spanish TV is awful, quite frankly. Even the programmes that are actually English or American, where you can get the original soundtrack in lots of instances, there's still so many advert breaks. And what is just crazy here is you get an advert break, and a lot of the stations actually tell you how long it's going to last. So, it lasts. It's not a minute or two. It's perhaps 7 or 8 minutes of adverts. So you wait for those, and then the programme doesn't come on. Some little filler comes on, perhaps a little film of windsurfers or kite surfers or something like that. That'll go on for a minute or two, and then you get another advert break, and it'll tell you, adverts for 4 minutes or whatever. So you sit there for another 4 minutes until the film or whatever it was you were watching coming on, and then when it comes back on, it's only on for a couple of minutes because it was right at the end of the programme anyway. So it's just dire, quite frankly. We gave up with it a long time ago, and for a lot of years now we've had an IPTV box, so we actually get all of the UK channels, Sky Movies, Sports, Sky F1, which is obviously the most important thing for me, and we get weekly backups, catch-ups on most of those as well. And the box we've got also comes with movies on demand, and there's currently nearly 12,000 movies on there, almost too many to actually find something to watch. And there's, I forget how many it is, there's 117 pages of box sets, so we don't really struggle for things to watch. In fact, we hardly ever watch live TV. Every evening I go through the listings for the main channels, ITV and BBC and Channel 4 and what have you, and I look at flies are a nuisance at the moment. I look at the listings for the evening, and there's nothing to watch. It's all rubbish. It's all celebrity programmes. It's all bloody reality programmes, The Voice, Britain's Got Talent or whatever. All that rubbish that, well, I don't know how people watch those sort of things. So invariably we end up watching something either on catch-up that was on earlier in the day or what have you, or we resort to the films or the box sets. And there's also YouTube we look at. Well, I look at more than Sue, because there's just so much on there. In fact, most of the programming on there is better than you get on the TV, quite frankly. Apart from this channel, of course, which is utter rubbish. Another question is, have you made many friends since you've been here? Well, we've certainly got lots of acquaintances. I've never been one to make lots and lots of close friends, really. Don't know why, it just never seems to happen. But we have made friends. A lot of the friends we've made are through this channel actually. We've bumped into people that watch the videos, and we've ended up becoming friends. There are other people that we've... Oh, go away, fly. There are other people that we've met here that have been on holiday and what have you, that we've kept in touch with. Obviously we haven't seen most of those for the past year because I haven't been able to get out here. Sue's got more friends than me that she actually goes out and about with. She goes out shopping or to coffee and things like that. Time for another coffee. Una más café con leche, por favor. Talking of coffee, thank you to all of those that in the last few months have used the buy me a coffee link in the description and bought me a coffee or two. It's much appreciated. I'll try and put a list of people down here, if I remember. I just wanted to talk a bit about what I might do with the channel. I've been at this now for 5 years, so it sometimes gets difficult to think of what to do that's new. And one of the things I do intend doing a bit more this year is going down south. But I know it's not that big an island, but you know, it can be an hour and a half each way drive. So when I do that, I really want to find enough to video that makes it worth my while. So ideally get 2 or 3 videos out of a trip. Although petrol for the car is not expensive. You know, an hour and a half each way, that's 10-15 euros worth of fuel, and with a lot of the videos, that's all I make from them. So, not that I'm doing this to really make money, but it's nice to at least make a bit extra, so I can pay for things like video editing software and cameras and what have you. If they're of any interest to people, I do intend to do a few more of the sort of walk type videos. So walking along some of the beaches, or walking through some of the towns or villages, so you can see exactly what they're like. If that interests you, leave a message in the comment so I know to do that. And I have been considering doing a live stream now and again, perhaps once a month, where people can ask things and I can answer them. I don't know how well that would go, or when the best time or best day would be to do that. Perhaps I'll just give it a try and see how it goes. As you can probably tell, I'm not a great talker. And if you saw how many goes it took me sometimes to do a video where I'm talking, how much I actually cut out, you'll realise that it doesn't come that easily to me. Okay, well, I guess it's time to get back home again, because the dogs will need walking. My daily chore. Well, it's a chore some days when the weather's not good, but on a day like today, it's not. So, if you've got this far, which I doubt many of you will have done, thanks for watching. I'll catch you again next week. That wasn't me waving, that was a bloody fly again. Yeah, I'll catch you next week. Hopefully it'll be a better video, because I intend to do a beach walk. See you later. Bye.